Yo, what up? Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of the vlog. So this vlog episode is based on a new movie, okay? I am doing a review, not a long review, just a short review on a new movie, Halloween Ends. Now if you know me personally, or if you've watched my vlogs in the past, you will know that I absolutely love and adore the Halloween franchise, Michael Myers. I love every single thing about it. Every single movie I love in a certain type of way, even though some aren't as good as the others. I thought I've never really done a movie review before, so, this movie came out on October 14th in theaters and on Peacock, the app, and today's what, the 24th? So, only been out for a little bit, so I thought, why not do a review on it, you know what I mean? And before we get into this, if you're new to this channel, or if you have not already, please go hit that subscribe button and notification bell. I appreciate it so much. And as always, thank you. Go shop my merch, Lyrical clothing. Link is in the description below. The designs that are on the website right now will be on there for a while, but I will be coming with new stuff, so be patient with me. But as always, continue to shop what's on the website. I got some pretty cool designs, I think. The vlog merch will always be my favorite, but I've released a lot of cool stuff, and I've reached a lot of people, and that makes me happy. So as always, go shop Lyrical clothing today, right now. Stop what you're doing, go to the link in the description, click it, go place your order. You're gonna get a great piece of merch. So just saying. So without further ado, let's get right into this vlog, Halloween Ends review. And yeah, without further ado, let's go, baby. Anybody who loves Halloween and loves Michael Myers in particular waits for these movies. They cannot wait until the next one comes out. I'm not sure if there's going to be a next one. And this review also includes a few spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to know the spoilers, click off of this video right now because it'll ruin it for you. But if you've already seen it, you might be able to agree or disagree with me and the stuff I'm going to talk about. So the first part is, I love the intro. Okay, I love the intro. I'm pretty sure it's the first time they've done it with an actual whole pumpkin instead of a carved pumpkin, which I thought was really cool. And after the credits roll on the intro, you'll see that the camera kind of pans into the pumpkin and shows the pumpkin kind of split open, and shows the insides where the pumpkin pieces stretch apart when you pull the pumpkin apart. That's really cool. That was really cinematic, very great detailed production work. So that was a plus. Love that for sure. And they brought back the regular intro that's always been used in some sort of fashion. Each intro that they make is a little bit different, but it's cool to keep that originality to it. It makes it seem more pure, if you know what I mean. So love the intro to the movie. So I'm not really gonna go into detail about the first part of this movie because it's pretty graphic, and I don't wanna get this video canceled or anything like that. So I'm not really gonna talk about that part, but wasn't expecting it, you know what I mean? I wasn't expecting that part at all whenever the kid locked Corey, the babysitter, into the attic door. And that's really all I'm gonna say about that. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, but if you haven't seen it, the first part of that movie is very, very graphic, to say the least. So yeah, I didn't really necessarily like that part. It was an accident, Corey didn't mean to do what he did. And he didn't really face any jail time with it. He was able to kind of get out of his whole court case situation and all of that, but he was pretty much a free man after what happened. And the story begins from there. So Corey Cunningham is pretty much the lead star of this film, besides Jamie Lee Curtis and Andy Matichak. Obviously they're the main stars, but Corey plays a huge role in this film. He did a really good job too. So basically, what I liked about Corey is that you could kind of sense that he had not really an evil side to him at first, but he He seemed kind of dark. He seemed kind of like, you know, sketch, if you will. There's these bullies in this movie that I despise. Number one, bullying is not cool. Don't ever represent it in any shape or form. Get it? I said shape, like, you know, Michael Myers. Bullying is not cool, and what these bullies in Corey's high school do to Corey in this film is absolutely tragic. It's sad to watch. It's terrible that, you know, there's some people in this world who really act like that. You know, I didn't like that aspect of the movie at all. And one of the bullies, the long-haired, maybe blonde-haired girl that is in the car with all these bullies, I feel like she was the same character as one of like the kid bullies in Halloween Kills. The girl that had like the braids going down with like the brown dress skirt thing. I feel like that's the same character. I'm not sure, but they look alike. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, the things that they do to Corey in this movie are very not cool at all. They treat him terrible, which probably leads him to become the person that he becomes throughout this movie, which is very bad, very evil. So one of the parts of the movie that kind of leads into it is, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode, lives with her granddaughter, which is Andi Matichak, and, you know, this movie is 4 years ahead of the past movie, Halloween Kills, so it's 4 years later, and, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis thinks that she's all good in the new place that she lives at. You know, her and her granddaughter are just chilling because, you know, Michael killed her daughter in Halloween Kills. And, you know, so she lost a daughter, but she thinks she's safe, you know? She thinks like, oh, Michael's terrorized me this whole time, but I think I'm good now. I think I'm calm. I don't know about that, you know? Maybe not. So, you know, at the start of this movie, like, so Andi Matichak's character Allison and Corey kind of develop a thing throughout this movie. You know, Allison pretty much has feelings for Corey, but he's not really down with it at first, but eventually, like, it leads into it. So, you know, they go to this, she invites Corey to this Halloween party. They go to the party, cool, you know. Corey freaks out in the party, leaves Allison hanging. She comes chasing after him outside. They, like, verbally like lash out at each other. Just a lot of drama, you know? So Corey goes walking the other way away from Allison, right? These bullies come up. The bullies run into Corey once he's like away from Allison, right? Get mad at him, like, you know, try to pick on him and stuff. Throw him off a bridge, right? The main bully throws Corey off a bridge. What in the world? And when Corey falls off that bridge and like passes out, he doesn't die, surprisingly. Something drags him away. And then the scene goes to like a new scene. What was dragging him away? Michael Myers, okay? So apparently, in the next scene, Corey wakes up in this like, I don't know if it's like a sewer, like a big sewer well drain, or like some kind of sewer dungeon looking type thing like you would see like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in, you know what I mean? So Corey wakes up, he's all confused, like, what's going on? And then he finally sees like the opening of the drain, like the round drain that he can crawl out of to get back into the world. As he's walking towards that drain, guess who it is? Michael Myers. So when Michael does that, it kind of brings you back to Halloween 4 and Halloween 5, where Jamie, Michael's niece, gets sort of like possessed by Michael, because, you know, at the end of Halloween 4, right before they dump Michael into that mine shaft, you know, Jamie, the little girl's walking away from Michael. She goes and picks up his hand, right? When she picks up his hand, for some reason, I guess because it's the Curse of Thorn, Michael gives her his powers basically to kill. And that's the same thing that happened with Corey. You know what I mean? Corey was not a killer at the beginning of this movie. He just seemed a little bit off, you know? But, you know, that's just with everybody. So when Corey was like trying to get out of the sewer drain, when Michael grabbed him, it shows like Michael putting his powers into Corey, and like Corey's eyes immediately change and he's simply possessed by Michael. And I thought that was really cool, the way that, you know, obviously they brought that back from Jamie's character in Halloween 4 and 5 to now. So, you know, they're trying to bring it. They're trying to bring the classics back, and I really like that. So, you know, once that happens, Corey escapes. You know, he has powers, but I don't think he realizes it. And you know, eventually Corey becomes very bad, very evil. You know, whenever Corey gets out of that drain, he ends up stabbing a homeless man that lives under the bridge right next to the sewer drain that Michael lives in. And I guess Michael's been in this drain for the whole entire 4 years. I don't know. You can tell that he's very feeble. You can tell that he's very old, hurt from like the previous killings and all the what's happened to him himself. So, you know, Michael looks old, and like the burnt mask, like he's grown like gray hair now and stuff. Well, I mean, which, you know, he had gray hair in the very first Halloween movie, but it's like long now. Pretty much, I'm not gonna like give you the whole movie, but like pretty much what happens is that once Michael gives Corey his powers, Corey becomes a new version of Michael, if you will. Okay, he pretty much starts killing for Michael. So, you know, once Corey becomes like comfortable with killing for Michael, because Michael like comes with him whenever he does. There was this one scene where, you know, when Allison and Corey went to the Halloween costume party, Corey wore a scarecrow mask. This scarecrow mask, and I don't know if it's just me or if it's how it's supposed to be, this scarecrow mask looks very, and I know this is not the same mask, but this scarecrow mask is very similar to the clown mask that Michael wore when he was a kid in the very first Halloween movie when he killed his sister. So I don't know if they like tried to like match it up in some sort of way. I know like a clown mask is different from a scarecrow mask, but when Corey puts that scarecrow mask on and goes to like one of the victims' houses and kills them, looks almost the same. So yeah, Corey, you know, he goes to this like doctor's house that Allison works for. You know, if you watch this movie, you know that the doctor is kind of like mean, sort of, and he's after like this 19, 20-year-old girl who works with him. And you know, the girl and the doctor go to the house not knowing that Corey and Michael's going to be there. Corey kills the doctor, Michael kills the girl. Once again, they team up. So it's kind of odd to see somebody actually teaming up with Michael, because we haven't really seen that in the past throughout any of these movies, except for the very first movie of this trilogy, when the doctor, not Dr. Loomis, a new doctor, I don't even know his name because I didn't like him to begin with, puts on the Halloween mask, you know, when Allison's in the back of the cop car, and, you know, to see what it feels like to be Michael, you know, to see what it looks like from his vision, from his perspective. And that's kind of the same thing that Corey's doing, you know, but on a whole nother level. So, you know, basically the whole movie is Corey killing with Michael. After Corey's in the mix with everything, Corey goes back into the sewer drain hole, whatever you call it, where Michael's at. Pretty much just goes in there and like tackles Michael because Corey wants that Halloween mask. Corey is at the point to where he wants to be Michael Myers. He's at that level. So he takes the mask off of Michael and crawls out that drain hole, and Michael just lays there. But as soon as Corey's like out of the drain hole, Michael does what he does best. He's laying on the ground and he raises up and he's like, where's my mask? Moving on, Jamie Lee Curtis, like I said before, thinks she's safe. You know, whenever Corey became evil and, you know, started like dating Allison and like trying to win Allison back from the Halloween party and all of that, Laurie could see in Corey's eyes Michael's eyes. She recognized that. It's the same type of look, it's the same type of vibe, it's the same type of feel. So Laurie knew what was going on. She wasn't sure if it was true, but she had a hunch. So kind of at the very end of the movie, like I said, I'm not going to give away the whole thing. I'm just trying to talk a little bit like about it. Corey takes the mask from Michael, right? Tries to kill Laurie. Doesn't work. You're new to the game, Corey. Like, you can't mess with somebody who's been battling Michael Myers for 40 years now and expect to take a W on it. Like, no, not at all. You're a newbie, bro. So Laurie actually ends up killing Corey. Allison walks in at the moment. Laurie's on her knees, like with the knife, and you know, Allison thinks like, what have you done, grandmother? Like, what have you done to my said loved boyfriend, whatever? After that, Michael comes into play. Michael's in the house. You know, Laurie probably knows it, but she's not 100% sure. They battle out at the very end. I was sad to see Michael get defeated. Yes, Michael Myers got defeated in this film. Spoiler alert for a few of these subjects. Laurie and Allison get Michael in the kitchen. Some clever way, Laurie is able to stab both of Michael Myers' hands onto the table that Michael's laying on with 2 knives. 2 knives in his hand, and then Laurie proceeds to kill him, okay? They kill him. Once they do that and they feel accomplished, the whole town has to be in on it because the whole town hates Michael and they want him dead also from all the tragedy that Michael's caused in the past for each and every single family member that lives in Haddonfield. So what they do, they tie Michael to the top of Laurie's car, I think it was Laurie's car, somebody's car, with a group of cars, pretty much the whole entire town of Haddonfield behind. Michael strapped to the top of the car. They take him through the town of Haddonfield to this meat grinder. They untie him from the car. Michael gets thrown in the meat grinder, okay? You didn't think Michael Myers could die? Guess again, he did. He did. And as a Halloween lover, as a Michael Myers lover, you're like, why? Why do this? Why can he not come back and make one more good film and, continue his reign of terror, I guess, if you will. Once Michael goes in that meat grinder, the meat grinders are circular motion, 3 or 4 different slots, They throw Michael in there. Just like that, body gone. Where his soul and spirit went to, I don't know. Is it still in Corey? Maybe, but Corey's dead. So, or at least we think Corey's dead. That's the kicker. If Corey's not dead, we'll see another Halloween movie. We'll never really know if Corey died or not. I mean, it showed that he did, but did he? Corey was a very good part of this movie. And I mean, everybody was a good part of this movie. Everybody did a really good job. The movie was great, but not as good as Halloween Kills, in my opinion. I probably have to give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. And I do that because the way it's set up, somebody teaming up with Michael, it's cool and all, but it kind of just defeats the purpose of the originality, kind of, So that's what kind of gets me. Other than that, the film was great, the production was great, the editing was great, the acting was great. I love the part how the original movie, when Laurie gets home from school in the original Halloween, she looks out her window, Michael's standing below with the sheets drying on the clothes hanger and stuff. In this movie, she looks out the window and she gets home and Corey's standing right there at the hedge bush looking up at her at the window. So, that's kind of a cool recreation. So, like I said, I didn't want to give the whole movie away. I just want to I just kind of wanted to bring up some topics about it and share how I felt about it. But if you haven't seen Halloween Ends, it is in theaters right now, or it is streaming on Peacock right now if you are subscribed to it. And I had a really good time watching it. It's 2 hours long. You really get engaged. I definitely recommend waiting until you have some downtime, making some popcorn, turning the lights off, and just watch the thing from the beginning to the end to get the full experience. So, I liked it and it was cool, but like I said, it doesn't, to me personally, it doesn't reach the level of the other movies from the past. And that's all I'm going to say about it because, it is what it is. I really hope you all enjoyed this review. It was kind of short, but I just wanted to bring up some of the key main topics of it and, go watch it, go stream it. It's a good movie. It's a good movie overall. I'm not going to downgrade it in any way, shape, or form. It's a good movie. It's just not my favorite personally, but it might be your favorite. So give it a try and, after you get done watching that, don't forget that new vlogs come out on this channel every single Monday, okay? And yeah, that's basically it. So, thank you all so much for watching another episode of this vlog. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, I will see you later. Peace. Hey.